Are you ready to solidify what you want to do for your business and get your first paying client? Well, you are totally in the right place because I'm about to tell you the 8 steps to get you there, to get you to your first paying client, and why I think focusing on that is so important. My name is Anna Franzen, and I'm a business mentor, and here's the 8 steps. So I actually worked backwards, right? I started with step 8, which is getting your first paid client. And the reason this is so important is because I think actually working with someone and getting paid to work with someone gives you experience, right? As an expert and professional. It gives you momentum so that you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting cash and I'm getting, I actually can make this happen, which gives you confidence to act more confidently in your field, and then clarity. You're able to say, did I like that? Like, just because I got paid, like, am I good at that? Do I feel comfortable with that? Are people willing to pay me for it? So I really feel like that is the most important thing to push forward to in the beginning of your business. So I won't walk you backwards through the steps because that would just be confusing, but let's start with step number 1. Step number 1 is just a brief personal assessment to ask yourself, what am I good at? What are the experiences I've had in life? What have I done in my jobs? What do I love doing? Moving towards step 2, which is deciding what will people pay me for? Like, where does that meet? What am I good at? Where does that meet what people will pay me for? And usually that ends up being a few things. At least for me it was. And then what I want you to do when you have a few of those things and you start to research and validate the idea, like, are there people out there willing to pay for this, the thing that I'm good at? Maybe there's a few things. I want you to pick one, even if there's a few that you want to do, because when you're pushing towards your first paid client, you've got to just stick with one thing. And I don't want you to feel like this is limiting you, because once you get your first paid client in one area, if you hate it, you can change. Like, you can change things up. But to start, especially in the beginning, I really need you to pick one thing. One thing. So we're already on step 3. So what I want you to do is, when you have that idea, research and validate it online, and figure out what transformation am I selling, right? Because that's what people buy, is results. Like, people aren't buying a one-on-one session time with you. They're buying what you're going to do for them, what you're going to transform in their life. And then you're going to work on clear and consistent messaging so that everywhere you are, when you're in person talking, when you're online, people know this one thing that you're doing and it's clear to them. Because I learned this the hard way. If it's not clear to you, it is not going to be clear to anyone else. They're like, what does she do? How can she help me? And it's okay that some people will say, oh, that's not for me and she can't help me. Because there's another group of people that will be like, oh my gosh, that's exactly where I'm at, and this woman can totally help me. Next, you're going to go to your clients. You're not going to expect your clients to come to you. You're going to figure out, okay, with this niche, like, where do these clients hang out and how can I be there and get to know them? And that's a continued validation of the idea that these people will pay me for what I want to do. And it also helps to know, like, the right language. And then we're going to lead with value. And so we're just going to be generous, especially in the beginning, the whole time. Be generous in giving of what we have. And this means, especially if you've never done this and never had a paying client, you're probably going to do some free work, right? To get that experience and momentum and start validating your idea and just help others. Like, if that isn't a part of your heart, like, if you're just after this to make money, you're probably not there. You're watching the wrong video. Like, stop and exit and watch someone else's video, because I want you to make money, but more than that, I want you to make an impact in the world, and I want you to help other people. And I think money helps us do that, right? Like, if you make money doing what you love to do, you can keep doing it. So it's important, but it's not the only thing. Mini rant. Okay, next I want you to do some mini mindset work on confidence so that you are able to embrace that, yes, like, what I do is valuable. Because if you don't believe that, you're not going to be able to make your first sale and get paid for it. Because similarly to the clarity, if you don't have that confidence then in yourself, then other people aren't going to be confident in what you have. And in a genuine way, like, not like a false confidence. And then from there, learn some basic sales skills, and so that you can sell, so that you can make that first sale. And again, like, potentially doing some free work to get some testimonials and making that first sale. Once you get that first paid client, then you're able to look at, okay, how did that go? And looking forward, bigger strategy, bigger mindset, like a consistent content plan, potentially doing this model for probably your first 3 clients. And then from there, looking at, like, okay, how do I make this sustainable? If you've decided you like it. And yeah, so those are the 8 steps. You can rewatch this video if you need a refresher on that, but I'm excited to tell you that if you want help walking through this, right? Because the step, it's easy enough to like know the steps, but to actually do them, I really think takes a sisterhood and takes a community to surround you, because I think this online world is kind of like a different beast. And so that's the gift I want to give 6 women. I'm walking 6 women through a beta program, figuring out going from no clue what to do or not sure to having your first paid client. So if that is something you're interested in, let me know and I will send you the link and we will get started. Okay, have a great day and good luck.